Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Now, a while back I did a video called The Best News Ever, and it entitled me to do some of that quite early in the afternoon. This is the second best news ever, because although it might seem insignificant, to me it's just been something that's really important, because I've felt that I've been being cheated. I must have mentioned at some point or another, probably in passing because it's a long time ago now, but I got caught with the property crash basically in 2008 or whatever it was. I've forgotten, so long ago, and I got caught basically red-handed in the middle of a property deal. So basically the guy who bought the property from me, I bought it from a developer effectively on the grounds that it will be sold to my buyer, if you see what I mean. And with the property crash, my buyer just bailed. So he sacrificed his deposit, which was relatively low in those days. He just walked away. And consequently, I owed all of the money to the developer. And that property, I doubt if I could have given it away, let alone sold it. The prices of the properties just absolutely crashed. So the value of the property, had I been able to sell it, was probably less than half of what I owed. So basically I went to Citizens Advice, not really knowing what to do on the legal side of things. And they said, do you own any other property at the moment? And I said, no, not at the moment. I used to own my own house, but I'm in the middle of sorting out whether I'm going abroad or not, which was what was happening. He said, have you got a flash car or a flash boat? I said, no to both. And he said, well, quite honestly, if you've got no huge amounts of money tucked away anywhere, then the best thing you can do is go bankrupt. But you will have everything of value taken away from you. And I said, well, that's a reasonable thing to assume, because I haven't really got anything of value. And I said, does that include like household goods, like my TV? He said, no, not that sort of thing. Works of art could be taken away from you. A flash car, flash boat, any property that you own, any businesses could be taken in. I said, right, we'll go for that. So basically that cleared all of my debts. But that property effectively was taken away from me, and in this country there's a procedure. If you go bankrupt, your property is given to what's called a receiver of rent. Now, this is a company that effectively managed that property on behalf of the government, effectively. The problem with it is, my name is still on the mortgage. My name is still on the property deeds. So to all intents and purposes, I own it. And I can't go near it. I can't touch it. And basically I've been going on at them for quite a few years now, because every now and again I have a look at the property prices in that area, directly in that area. I mean, I actually found, about a year and a half ago, I actually found an apartment in the same block as where this one is. Identical, basically. And it was worth quite a bit more, that's what they were selling it for, than the outstanding debt on the one that I sort of own. I can't say I own it. So I complained. And of course, the receiver of rent, they do their own thing. They're a complete law unto themselves. There is no authority that can get at them. They have no overseer. They just do their own thing. And the mortgage company have no say. This is like a little loophole going on here. You can see what I'm getting at. So I contacted the mortgage company and said, look, my name's still on this mortgage. The mortgage debt is this. There are properties in this area, including one in the same block, that are worth this. At what point is this property going to be sold? They got onto the receiver of rent and had a go at them, basically. And they said, well, we do valuations every 6 months. We'll do a valuation and let you know our decision. But you've got to bear in mind, the receiver of rent gets paid to look after the property. gets paid to organise the maintenance. The mortgage company are getting their mortgage paid, including the interest. Which one of those two's got a vested interest in selling this property? The answer is neither of them. They both make money out of it staying exactly as it is. Anyway, I had a letter which got stuck on the side with some other letters. I was going to do my mail later, but I also got an email through. The receiver of rent has put the property on the market, which means providing somebody's willing to pay a minimum value, which covers the debt and any expenditure, solicitors' fees, all that sort of stuff. Providing that is all covered, they're selling it, which means somebody else will own it, which means that mortgage will be cancelled and the property deeds will be updated to the new owner, and I will no longer have any association with that property. And although that doesn't sound much, that's been a weight on my shoulders for so long. I have no need to borrow money at the moment, but should I need to, I'd be stopped dead. Well, you've got a huge mortgage and your income doesn't cover the mortgage. Out. Wouldn't even get a look in. Couldn't even borrow a fiver off the bank. So anyway, it's being sold. It isn't sold yet, it's being sold. But their decision to put it on the market means that they're confident that there's enough equity there to cover everything. And I don't know whether if there's any profit on it, they pay the solicitor's fees, estate agent's fees, the mortgage debt's cleared, blah, 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 blah. What happens if there's any left over? Who gets that then? Because I certainly won't. Does it go back to the government? I don't know. I don't really care. Anyway, I decided to have a little mini celebration on the grounds that this has been a load. I've felt the weight of this on my shoulders because I think this is part and parcel of it. There was nothing I could do about it and nobody I could go to help. As I said, the receiver of rent, as far as I can make out, has no overseer. Like the gas companies, if they misbehave, there's an overseer, a watchdog above them that can go, naughty boys, stop doing that, stop putting your prices up, stop making so much profit. Yeah, they take a lot of notice, don't they? But this body doesn't seem to have anybody above them, which is very strange. Anyway, I'm very pleased that it sounds like the whole thing will be resolved and I don't have to do anything. I have to do absolutely nothing. Because of the bankruptcy, I don't even believe I'll have to sign anything. When it comes to the property deeds, my name's still on them. So there might be a formal request for me to release the deeds from my name. But strictly speaking, I don't own it. So I may have to do absolutely nothing. I might have a few forms to fill in and a few signatures, which I'm sure will come to me in the post or attachments as emails, and I'll deal with them as and when. But yeah, what a relief, what a relief. Now the only other thing I've got to look into is Mojo's limping. And I'm pretty sure I know what it is. He's been going in round behind those bushes in there, and in behind those bushes, including growing out along the ground, are brambles. I reckon he's trodden on a thorn or something. Have you ever tried looking at the bottom of a cat's foot to see what's wrong with it? Well, if you own a cat, you know exactly what I mean. And unless I want to be shredded, literally ripped to shreds with holes everywhere and blood all over the place, I'm not going to be able to get at it to look at it. But he's washing it quite a bit, so I suspect he will sort it out himself. More worries. Anyway, thanks for dropping by and listening to me waffling about stuff that's got nothing to do with orchids, but it's to do with me and my peace of mind, which is part of me being happy out here looking after my orchids and not having worries and woes and all that sort of cobblers. Anyway, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by and listening to all this cobblers. Bye for now.